see what Hive is hosting. Something is live. Oh yes, I can see myself.
Yeah, this is good. Have
Yeah.
we started? I still don't
Crazy.
see it, but I trust you.
Yeah, yeah, it works from the Hive account. Let me try from my own and then but it should be working. Yeah. Man, if our trades are as well researched and well prepared as this stream, we have absolutely nothing to worry about at all. Yeah,
I
it works. Yeah,
hope
yeah.
so. Okay, I'll repost this and then we'll get started. This is amazing. Oh, this is good, Ivan. I'm excited.
Good.
Okay, let's post this and then we'll get started. I hope we
No,
make it
no, it
with
works.
everyone's
Now,
while.
now,
Okay.
now it works. Now we know for next time anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. So you want to kick it off?
Yeah, so welcome everyone to whoever's in so far. This is I'm Phantom, joined by Ivan, and we are going to try out this new method of streaming content for prediction markets. Um, Going through all of these different markets that are hot right now. We got Venezuela, we have Iran regime, Fed chair markets that I know you have. I mean, all three of these, you have your secret accounts, and maybe you'll dox your accounts to us today or some other time. And you also have a lot of 2026 predictions. So this is your time to shine, and I'm here to just try to give a couple of opinions. Not that I have too many good ones lately, but we'll see. We call it right now. Working. The name is work in progress, but we'll call it the Hive Five. Go through the five hottest topics in prediction markets every couple of days, and we'll see what goes on. What do you think?
All right. Yeah, sounds good. Happy to be on. Happy to have you on as well. I mean, this is like a co. We're gonna make this a co-production, really. I think we'll have a lot of fun. Yeah, we'll talk a couple of different topics. Usually it's probably going to be five. That's why working title is the high five. Hopefully there will be something to high five about as well. We'll see about that. But yeah, today we'll probably run through a couple of predictions. And yeah, if for whoever is watching, if you want to drop us some questions, in the end we'll also pick up a couple of questions. And yeah, just talk markets, talk about what's coming in 2026, talk about what's coming for Hive, and yeah, good to be on.
All right. So we'll start just briefly talk about the tournament we had last month, and then oh, what a transition! The tournament we had last month, and we'll also talk about maybe future tournaments because I know that we had a one v one call out between Ewan and Predem Trader, Kalshi versus Polymarket, the big two. And I think we're going to start to organize a tournament between them, maybe a month long. Who has the highest P&L? Where is it easier to make money? Kalshi or Polymarket. Ivan, you have a Kalshi account, or internationally, you have some account for Kalshi, or have you been trading
Yeah,
there?
I do actually. Yeah, now I do. It's also like I'll probably dox myself soon. Not today. Not yet. If I get fetch hair right, you'll know it, and if I get it wrong, you probably know it as well.
I started to look through the
But yeah,
top holders. I was trying to see which
it's
account you
not
might have
really
been.
difficult to it's not difficult to find me. Yeah. I don't know. It's just I'm still pissed off at Poly Market, but whatever. I mean, I'm not going to pout for forever. Makes no sense. So yeah, I have a Kalshi account as well. And yeah, some markets there are, I think, easier to trade. So I mentioned markets. In my opinion, they're a bit softer there. Also there's like more degens on Kalshi, which is crazy to say,
Because of
but
Robin
yeah, I
Hood.
feel like
Yeah,
they're yeah, like there are more
distribution.
regions like in the Fed share market. I saw it, man. They bid everything. This is crazy stuff. Also like Greenland, if you look at the Greenland markets, man, they really like those. But yeah, it's good to have both. So I like blue and I like green, and yeah, I think everyone should be on both. And if you want to make money, you gotta go where the people hand out the money, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna do Ewan versus Predem. Just organizing that on the background right now. And then if anyone wants to call out each other, I know we had Holy Moses win the tournament last month. If anyone wants to challenge him, I know back in the early prediction market days, and even recently, we had the Star Spangled Gamblers (SSG) podcast. I don't know if you were ever into that, but they would have like a belt, an SSG belt, where someone would win, and once a year or twice a year, you would have to get challenged using one of these elections, whatever American election was going on. And it was fun to watch that kind of content be made because it would be a physical belt that they'd ship to your house and wherever you were.
Yes.
And I think Ben Freeman, we've seen him on Twitter a lot. He might have won once, but that was fun. I mean, I remember. I think the one that I followed was the Iowa third place or second place or third place DeSantis versus Nikki Haley. Like who would be second place there? That was like the belt market. But for this 1v1 tournament with Ewan and Predem, I think we'll do like all the markets, wherever you can make money, you make money. Ewan is great at making money on Polymarket, and Predem recently hit 100K profits. So he's been scaling up, whether it be mentioned markets every day, sports, trading. He's been doing a lot. So it could be a 50-50 market, and we'll see if maybe if Polymarket wants to make a market for it or predict.fun, whatever third rate
Yeah,
prediction
we
market,
can farm the place again. Yeah.
whoever wants to
Let's
make
have
a
it.
market on this, I think it would be pretty interesting because the market we had on the Genesis Cup tournament that Hive hosted, that did, I think, over 500K in volume, and Holy Moses was always the favorite, and he ended up winning. But yeah, so that's what I have for the Hive tournaments, and I think that's it. So let's get into your Substack. You posted an article a couple days ago. Was it January 1st? Was it on New Year's?
I think it was New Year's Eve, right? It was like
Okay.
I was sitting there, man. I was sitting there at fucking 9 p.m. really, to get it done because I felt like if you post predictions in the new year, it's kind of weird, right? You want to recap and post predictions in the old year, not in the new year. So I got it done last second, and what do you know? 3 days later, first one is wrong.
Yeah. Well, let's go through the other nine then that are still alive, maybe, and we could
Yeah.
recap recap Maduro as well. But yeah, so this is your article, and for whoever hasn't followed him on Substack yet, they are very high quality, high signal, sometimes reverse signal
Yeah,
articles.
man. At least you know what either the guy you're tailing or your counterparty is thinking. So
Exactly.
I think it's useful either way.
Okay, so let's start off with I guess this is the one that lost, right? Number one is already the one that we recap on, right? So let us know
Yeah,
what happened
yeah, man.
here.
What happened was that I got kind of, I don't know, like I guess like lulled into nothing ever happening because actually like I was research or I have been researching now the last few days for a new one because I have
Hmm.
a couple of new bets on, and actually for the most time I was really like my bets were going well, and I was constant, I was all the time I was thinking like he's going to do something. I didn't think he'd do like he'd capture Maduro out of his bedroom, but yeah, I thought he would strike. And then really after the CAA thing came out, that's when I got off the train. And I was thinking, yeah, he will strike, but a little bit later. Let me try to time it. And
Yep.
here's something that you really that whoever is listening that you should pick up on. If you have a fundamental thesis or if you have just conviction in something, doesn't have to be fundamental, don't try to time the markets. If either you believe in it or for whatever reason you stop believing in it, can also happen. But don't think like, okay, this is going to happen, but let me try to time it. Let me try to get a better price because that's essentially what I was trying to do. And then, 3 days later, he brings down the hammer. So
So
yeah,
you were mostly on December 31st, or did you have a series of
like
strikes?
like yeah, I had engagement, but I had the long-term engagement. I had the Q1 engagement because I was thinking I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. And it looked like for a while it looked like they were like boiling the frog, right? They
Mm,
were kind of slow rolling it, like trying to seize the tankers and stuff and like threatening him, but not really doing anything. So I said like, okay, I don't know when it's going to happen. With yes, I feel like this is my tactic. With yes, I try to take longer strikes. With no, it's better to take the shorter strikes because the APY is better, but this is still like a
mhm.
work in progress. I'm trying to figure out whether this is actually true or not.
Yeah,
But I was a big on Maduro to stay in 2025. So I don't, I'm not complaining at all because I got actually really lucky. Like the weather saved me because they said they were going to do it in the around Christmas, but then first they wanted to do Nigeria, and then apparently it was bad weather, so they did it after the New Year, and
amazing.
that was
Yeah.
a close call.
Really
Yeah.
close call. But then after December 31st, so those markets resolved no. And then you had Maduro not to be out still. What's the difference between like why take engagement yes and Maduro no? Are they not a bit correlated with each other? A lot?
Um, Well, no, I was thinking of it as a hedge. So sometimes what I do in these markets, this is I'm doing this kind of, or not kind of, but I'm really doing this now in the Iran markets. I take a short no and a longer yes as a hedge. I was doing this with Russia for a while, but then in Russia really nothing ever happens, so it doesn't really make sense to. I don't like to hold yes there. I was thinking, I was thinking it's more probable. It's a lot more probable, in my opinion, they bomb something then he gets deposed somehow or he gets ousted. I really I wasn't thinking they could pull off this. I wasn't thinking they would do it to just kidnap him, and I wasn't thinking they could actually pull it off in yeah, like such an easy way, really, because it's a high risk mission. It's a mission you have to prepare for a long time,
Yep.
and it's much more, risky than just flying into Iran when everything's already turned off, dropping a few bombs and flying back. Because this
Yep.
one was actually fairly risky. So yeah, kudos.
Amazing. We can talk about all of the Venezuela markets now, or we can go through the predictions of 2026 and come back to
I don't know,
future
like pick out
markets.
one, like pick one you like. Which one do you like the most now?
Well, I know you talked about it here that you were indirectly cited by
Yeah.
CNN. So
Yeah.
that's a market that's interesting. Where's that one? Venezuela leader.
I think it's the Delcy one. Like both have it. I have it now that I can say it. I'm just gonna say it. I have it on Kalshi actually. I don't have it on Polymarket.
Okay.
Because Kalshi, that was the I think it was the first time that I noticed Kalshi actually being quicker to post the market than Polymarket. Like
Okay.
this one, they were faster, and I got really good odds actually. And now I'm sitting on it.
So they are similar prices now for what is it,
Yeah,
leader for end of
yeah,
26,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
they
exactly.
do mimic each other pretty well. So what is your position here? You have Delcy, right, to last to the end of the
I have
year?
Delcy. Yeah. I'm thinking, and I'm going to write this. Well, let's try to get it done by the end of the week. Hopefully. I think something could definitely happen there, and something most probably will actually happen because it's really like a viper's pit. But I think the market will again, like for now, it doesn't really make sense for them in Venezuela to try to kill each other. Because then, it's like they're better off trying to first, lay low. And by first, I mean it could be weeks or months, probably not longer. Figure out, like, okay, what's actually happening? How is this working with Trump? How much can we oppose him? How serious is he about this? That kind of stuff. And I think the market will take this as a sign that, for now, it's all quiet on the southern front. So
Yeah.
that's why I bought her in the beginning. I'm actually already up over 100%, but I'll sit on it for now. I like the price that I have. I bought it in the 20s, so
Wow.
it's going well so far. Yeah,
Was there a lot of I don't know how much volume there was here.
it
They don't
was it was
show the
decent on
open.
Kalshi. It was decent on Polymarket. It's kind of dead, but on Kalshi, if you
Yeah.
bought it, I think the first day it was like below 20, and I didn't buy, and then the next day it was like around 22, 23, and then I got on. Then I bought. I have decent. It's not massive, but I had like 20, 30,000 shares, I think.
Wow.
Uh,
And
yeah,
then
so
so
it's quite good. Yeah.
Edmundo Gonzalez, who was Domer's rightful winner of the election last, was it
Yeah,
last year or 2 years ago?
yeah. I think it
Is
was last
what
year. Yeah.
what is the thesis for him? So he's second in odds. I mean, and then also
I don't know.
Machado, who's been interviewed quite a bit. We talked about it yesterday on our space that she didn't seem
Yeah.
as interested as you would have liked to hear for her to come back. What are these people doing? What's their path to being the leader?
I don't know. I don't know if they have one. I don't really see it. With Machado is first because there I actually took an L on Polymarket because I bought her really high and then I tried to average down and then I just saw okay, this is not
But
going to work.
yes, oh yeah, and then yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I bought her to return. I bought it like above 60, I think, first time. And Domer is still on yes. I wonder what he's thinking about this because I don't see it happen. Because initially I thought like, okay, now is the time for her to, like just make a quick move, put the regime also under pressure to like get herself arrested. And but then when after I thought about it, I was like, Trump doesn't really seem to respect her. Also, she's a mom. Also, her back is broken. Also, she doesn't really have the track record. Like, if you think of, I don't know if you remember that when Navalny went back to Russia, he knew he would get arrested. And I guess probably he didn't expect to get killed eventually. But he kind of knew this, and he also had a track record of like all this content that he was putting out. He was a little bit of a daredevil. But I feel like with her, I mean, a woman in her 50s, does she really want to get arrested? And it's probably not going to help her standing. Like Trump will think like, okay, what the fuck is this now? Now I have to deal with this, or Marco has to deal with this now. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
So I feel like she's going to stay put. So yeah.
All right. I just found out that we don't have a chat, unfortunately. Did not activate that. We'll get that, I guess,
No.
next time. So, uh,
Well, I guess then
oops.
they can either, well, I guess we both reposted it, right? So they if someone has questions, just like tweet at
Guess can
me or
tag
you.
us. Yeah. Next time.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll stream again, I guess early next week or end of the week again.
I mean,
But
we already figured out the stream. That's pretty good.
this is, I do like it. Yeah. Unfortunately, I see it
Yeah.
now. I can't edit it anymore. But anyways, that is, yeah, that's pretty good. I, I can't believe the Trump administration actually said that if Machado had declined the Nobel Peace Prize, he would be nicer to her. I mean, it just seems crazy. I
Yeah,
think
and
that's true,
the
right? So,
best thing is, did you see the Polymarket has a market now on this as well? Like if she's going to, what was it like? If they're going to get it, the both of them or something.
oh
So
my
essentially, I mean, this wouldn't even work, right? Like what kind of shit is that? But
God.
yeah, it's crazy. Like there are markets for everything now.
And in terms of here, I did just get a question message to me. Is it possible to neg risk these markets? I know Kalshi, I think neg risk is enabled on a lot of these markets and on Polymarket too. Is it safe to be neg risking this?
Depends on whom. I mean, do the people do they know what they never is? Like
If you,
I know
yeah,
like the first four people or so now after reading like 50 different articles on the topic. Um, if you don't know what you're neck risking, then I wouldn't really try to do that.
yeah. I mean,
Also
yeah,
because the market is super illiquid. So
yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it is neg risk plus on Polymarket, which means if you are able to neg risk it, right now, I guess the top seven brackets equal 606 cents. Oh, sorry, five brackets. Yeah,
mhm,
six brackets, 606 cents. So 6 cents plus, and then maybe about 5 cents. So you'd be paying a 5 cent premium to get the
mhm.
other. I don't know if there's really other options other than the people listed here. There obviously could be, but 5 cent
Difficult. If
premium.
you want to neck risk something, like I don't know what you think, but in my opinion, fetch share is much better to neck risk. Even though with fetch share, it's better to just bid. If you want to neck risk, then just bid because that
Mhm.
someone on Twitter will have some idea that this is a good idea to buy this person, and then you can get filled. You have to be a little bit patient with that. But and on Kalshi it works actually even better. I'm getting out all my alpha, but because I'm already at like max capacity.
Good.
These work really well on Kalshi and on Fat Chair specifically.
Now, how likely is it that Trump would pick someone that isn't even one of these options? I guess the likelihood is
Um,
just doing the math here, right? 61 plus 62. But do you see any? Is there any dark horse that you can think of? Don't have to name because high alpha, but
I
anyone that you could think
yeah,
of?
I couldn't, but I've had several people mention this, not to me personally. Actually, there was one guy in my DMs as well saying like he's familiar with the process. If you're watching this, can't remember your name, but if you're watching this, please reply to my DM because I asked him like, what do you mean you're familiar with the process? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Um, And I heard like also on some political show that yeah maybe is going to be another person, not one of the top three, but I guess the
Mhm.
other person is already also like in contention, which is Rick Reader.
Yeah,
Someone else, I don't see it, but I wouldn't exclude it.
yeah,
It's possible that he doesn't like anyone. But again, I guess, then Scott Bessent would be like, okay, why was they doing all this work all the time?
yeah.
If you want to pick someone completely different.
Completely
So
random. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So all the no's here would equal a 1 cent premium. So that means if you were to bid instead of take the ask, you could get
yeah,
a free roll on another. So it does seem possible, especially with Polymarket's NegRisk Plus. It works. I'm not sure
yeah,
how CalShe's NegRisk works. Um, I know that there is some sort of setting that you can automatically convert your shares,
mm,
but I'm not sure about that. Uh, we did talk about a couple of these markets, but okay, we'll move on to the next prediction here. War in Ukraine. So you were in 2025. I remember seeing your articles that you were always saying nothing will happen, right? Do I have that
yep.
correct?
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing ever happens in
Nothing ever
Ukraine,
happens.
right?
So, oh yeah, here, November 28th, peacetime. And I know you had ones even earlier in the year. So what is the new position for this year? Something will happen?
Nothing ever happens. Especially the interesting thing now is with Venezuela, it kind of reinforced my belief in nothing ever happening. Because like think about it, like if like people don't actually realize this, but Russia is losing everywhere. Like they're losing, like Iran is one of the allies, they're shit. They're losing in the Caucasus, like this war that Trump got settled. um they those countries don't really, want to deal with Russia anymore. Now they lost Maduro. So they're kind of losing everywhere. So, do you think like Putin wants to lose, or not lose, but like not win in Ukraine as well? I don't really see it. Like what's the rationale there for him to give in? So I think, and also like now they're talking about like these security guarantees, and they're meeting up in Europe, and now
Hmm.
the Europeans are happy because there's convergence. You like there's a very simple rule of thumb: if the Europeans are happy, Russia cannot be happy, because they want things that are diametrically opposed to each other.
Hmm.
So yeah, I've been selling my yeses. I had some long-term yes, just as
Yes
speculation,
for
not because I thought
ceasefire?
something would happen.
Yes for
Yeah, yeah,
ceasefire.
like yeah, yeah,
Okay.
but I don't see it. And one more thing, which I think is really interesting, Dober and the Pence too, and I think someone else as well, they loaded up like crazy on January. So if they want to tweet at us and explain to us why they're doing that, I would be very interested
Was
to
this
hear that.
recently or
Because
just in
yeah, man,
last?
like look at the yes holders.
Yeah, interesting. No, I the only news from Canada is that this Chrystia Freeland, who's a MP in Toronto, she took a role
Uh,
for advising Zelensky on Ukraine economy. But I think the timeline was that she was going to she's going to take on this role when the war is over, like the Ukraine rebuilding, something like that. So
yeah,
I don't know if that's it probably means nothing because what Canada has nothing to do with anything important lately.
yeah,
But I did notice
yeah.
that being from Canada, I did see this news. But I don't know why they took it. I mean, it is, yeah, you're right. It's a pretty tight timeline here. I wonder when they bought it, but and if they market
And the
bought or
and the
not. But
interesting thing, recently, I'm watching those markets, and recently, like Domer loaded up like crazy, and also because
yeah.
there's like side props that you could bid that I find much more likely. I mean, they also trade higher, but they are also like way more likely to happen. Like this, fucking Ukraine agreeing to like a peace deal. Yeah, you have it over there, right? At 35%, like in the suggested markets. Um, so these things, like I could see that happen, or at least, I could see a good pump. Like these markets have pumped before.
Yeah.
Ceasefire one, I mean, even if it pumps, I don't see it.
Yeah. All right. So this, yeah, 20s on yes for the full
Yeah,
year, is that?
yeah. There's like the Ukraine agrees to like the US backed ceasefire.
Okay. I understand.
Yeah, this
Um,
one, this market is actually, this is a big mess. I'm not getting involved there with this. This is a rule mess, man. Like the signing the peace deal, signs a peace deal with Russia where Russia doesn't have to sign anything. Like I don't trust that market at all.
let's see. If Ukraine signs it, only Ukraine signatures required. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So could easily get scammed.
All right, let's. I guess we can move on to what is the probably the second biggest market on Polymarket right now about Iran regime change, volatile market other than Venezuela. Okay, so Iran regime. I've been asking around for help and from people I know in Iran, and they said that the protests do seem a bit different than the past five or six
Mm.
that have happened in Iran. But I mean, it is always I don't know how much the protest size has an effect on the actual odds of the market. What is your stance on what's going on there?
Man, I put this on. So I had this idea to just I saw everyone's doing predictions about something, so I was like, you know what, like I'm a prediction person. Let me
Yeah,
also just predict whatever. And then I pulled up a couple of markets where I thought, okay, I've written about this and I'm interested in that. And then I was like at 7 or 8, and I thought, okay, what else can I put on there? So let me pick like Elon, and let me pick like something about the market. And then I was
yep.
at 9, and I thought, okay, I need one where I'm not hedging. So I thought, what can I pick? Well, let's pick Iran. And it was actually before the protest started. When I had this idea, when I started writing it, it already pumped a bit.
Mhm.
And now it's at least in terms of the odds, it's looking good. I actually don't think it's going to happen. I think from my
So
understanding so far is that
at the current odds, it feels high.
I stepped
Um,
in to know quite heavily, like on the shorter time frames.
yeah,
I mean, he could die. He's old. This could easily happen. I don't think, like he's going to flee. This is crazy. I mean, the guy has been in Iran for what, 50 years? I would have to research when he was abroad for the last time. I guess never, or at least like 50 years. So he's going to flee to Moscow now, what, to play like Dungeons and Dragons at 86? I mean, that's crazy. So I I don't see this at all. He could die of a natural cause. We don't know that. That's possible, but I don't
yeah.
think he would actually. I don't think the regime will actually fall. I think what I hope Polymarket actually puts up a market about the president. I think this is a much more interesting one. If they,
Pezeshkian?
like if they just remove the president and
Yeah,
put in a new president with new ideas, because the president came out and said, well,
yeah,
I don't have any ideas how to fix the economy. Like, if you have any good ideas, I'm happy to hear them. And now they have like these $7 stimmy checks and stuff. So I'm not sure this is really going to help. But yeah, I think they will just crack down on it in some shape or form. And then, yeah, like at one point it's going to fall because, like, structurally, there's like more and more pressure building up, right? It's like an earthquake when it happens, but you never know when it actually happens. So
mhm.
yeah.
I bought
Huh.
some shares of Regime Fall this year, overnight at 30.
Oh, really?
Uh,
Like regime fall or the Ayatollah?
regime fall, not Khomeini. I don't know. I figured
Oh,
I wanted to actually ask what is like. I know that the price of regime fall is much cheaper than Khomeini, and you believe that they are not as. I thought they might be. They should be trading a bit closer than they are. But you think that Khomeini can be out without a regime fall, a regime change?
yeah, I mean, he could just die.
Yeah,
He could, obviously, it's like if you don't follow the region, it's impossible to know like what's going on. It's already impossible to know what's going on internally if you're not like
hmm,
actually deeply immersed in the topic. But if you don't follow it, at least, from afar, it's very difficult to know whether there is a possibility for him to step down. It's highly unlikely, I guess. If, again, he's 86, like he's gonna step down now.
yeah,
It would seem weak. So, but yeah, I think it's still way more probable because like there could be a palace coup. I don't know if that's an option in the Islamic Republic. Also seems unlikely, but I guess unlikely doesn't mean impossible.
yeah,
Like there are different things that I think could happen to him that would preserve the regime, because when it's about really preserving the regime, you can see it in Venezuela, right? Um, it's a bit easier there because there is no real faith involved, but
yeah.
they still sold out the guy. So
Yeah.
mm,
No, I remember I was it 2 years ago I had traded on the Iranian election and I picked Pezeshkian out of the blue. I picked him and one other candidate and it ended up being correct that he won because he's not as I don't know how much president relates to the IRGC like if they go hand in hand but I know that he wasn't
uh,
as close to the IRGC as the second candidate, which was Galibaf, I think. Yeah, Galibaf. he was a
which
former
which makes
member of
it
the
so now
RGC,
now
right?
that you're saying that, sorry to jump in, but now that you're saying that, that makes the potential market, like poly market, should really put it up, makes it even more interesting, because
Hmm.
like if he's out there with these, like throwing his hands up, I don't know what to do. And if you're saying he's not close, um then what's stopping them from throwing him under the bus?
Yeah, presented himself as a moderate, was rejected from running in 2021. So that's like I had picked him because I know that he was a bit more popular in Iran at the time, 2 years ago. Unfortunately, now the economy's gone back down. But I know that he was a more moderate candidate than the IRGC candidate, which was Galibaf.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
So that was why I picked that 2 years ago. Now I have no clue what's going on really. I took the
Yeah.
position because I feel like with the protests being bigger than other times, that there is just a bit more going for a regime change this time, especially with the U.S. being willing to bomb a country just like they did last June, and then Venezuela 4 days ago, right? So they're willing to do it.
Yeah.
Um, and if Israel wants, then they can get involved as well, right? So there are
Yeah, man.
tailwinds this time that I think are different than other times. But I saw this tweet yesterday from, was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago, from Semi, and then the Nuno Semper from
Mm,
that forecasting organization had replied to it, that he said that it's not even 10% likely for a regime change this year, uh,
mm,
citing the mass protests that have all been
mm,
that have happened 5 times, and nothing's changed. Regime is
mm.
good at surviving, and does it's not clear that these protests are bigger than Masa Amini from what 5 years ago,
Yeah.
4 years ago during COVID.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
protests. So this was his position, and he is one of the biggest holders of every strike on every market, basically. June
Mm.
30 top holder, yep. March 31st probably top holder, yeah. January 31st as well. No, okay. Denise
But pull up
is there,
here,
but
pull up one market. We can play insider or degen. The Israel, January 31st.
yeah, this is
Israel
the
strikes
okay.
Iran.
So this dumped a bit overnight. Interesting. I saw
Yeah,
this.
so here's what happened, because the guy that's because I feel like now, if you're an IDF insider or just any insider, I guess like the IDF insider, maybe he got cautious, but the Google insider doesn't give a fuck, because there's a market about Google. There's also an insider. Like, he dumped, and apparently overnight, then I guess I don't know, like everyone dumped as well. But now look at the biggest yes holder there is some other fresh account.
All right. Let's see. Did they market dump last night? Let's find this. Their name was what? It was some Rico Suave.
I can't
Was it
remember.
Rico?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Mm.
How do you command F here? Rico Suave. I can't find them, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. How many hours ago was that? 10 hours ago. No, I can't find it. But I know who you're talking about.
Mm.
Rico. Is it Suave? I don't think Polymarket search is not
I think he actually changed his name.
that
I
that
think
would
I
make
saw that
sense.
earlier
Yeah,
today. Yeah,
that would make
yeah,
sense. Yeah, so I know that that happened. Sure. Um, it could be this June 2025. Made a lot of money. Yeah, it's probably this account then,
yeah.
right?
Because the funny thing is, now there's
Yeah, it's
the
this
biggest
account.
new
Seven
yes
months,
holder.
7 months ago, bought at
Yeah,
16 yesterday and sold at 46. 46. Oh my goodness.
yeah.
What
Good
a
old,
trade. Sorry, is that Oh, that's March
good
31st.
old
Never
fake
mind.
out.
That's March 31st. Still made money on the January one. That's pretty good. On both markets it made money. Amazing for that for that trader. But yeah, the market's back down. So now you think that they sold their shares to someone else, and that's the new meta here?
I don't know. I don't know, but what I can see is, like, biggest yes holder now is a fresh account. So again, degen or insider, you tell me. But
Wow. I don't know. I haven't made any trades on this market. I mean, I don't want to be involved in a market like this. I have no plan for it. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, regime change. I feel like there's a bit more tailwinds than last time, which is why I took it. Was a very small position, and I still have no shares of Khamenei. I bought end of year at 48, sold at
Uh,
52. June 30, I did the same thing, 65, sold at 68. Just a quick flips,
yeah.
because I know that the smart traders are on no. I mean, you have semi on no, and
Mm.
GOP fan everyone, but just something feels a bit weird this time than other times. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, let's move on to um,
I guess Fed share we covered, sort of, right?
Fed share. We covered. No, we can go over it. We talked about it yesterday, briefly today. But your position, if I remember correctly, is Rick Ryder and Waller, yes, and
Yeah.
Warsh, no, right?
I'm Warsh. I'm actually flattish.
And
Actually, I think I
then
sold.
the
I
other
think I
Kevin,
sold. Yeah. Yeah.
the other
Yeah.
Kevin. Do you have no of the other Kevin?
Nah. Also
So just
flat
the
for
just the
now.
yeses. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So what is going on there?
Nothing. That's the thing. Nothing's going on. So that makes it interesting. Like for a reader, that's the most interesting thing. There is a guy who is just permanently bidding like this, the biggest holder on yes there.
Mhm.
He just has this wall up and he doesn't care. He just gets more and more and more shares. Like he's willing to buy like 5 cent. Uh, but yeah, there was no headline for him. With Waller, there was a good headline. Market didn't really react, and since then
Mhm.
it's been quiet. I think he'll start talking about it. I think next week. I don't think he'll announce next week. But I think he'll start talking about it pretty soon again.
Yeah, so we talked about that. What is the timeline for announcing? And you said the 15th or 16th or later. Is that right?
I think yeah. So I think from next week onwards, he starts talking about it again. And then they have like this Lisa Cook case coming up because this is also coming up, so he will just naturally talk about it. Um, and yeah, I believe so. From the next week, nothing happens, and then the week after that is when my potential window opens. Also,
Mhm.
this is what I bought on Kalshi, so I hope that's how it turns out.
All right.
Um, but
And then
yeah.
what did you write in the Substack here? Is there any insight in here? Yeah, so same stuff that we
Mm,
talked about, right?
yeah,
Rick
kind
Ryder
of. Yeah,
should
I think
exceed
they're
Warsh's
crazy
odds.
underrated.
Yeah, so exceed Warsh's odds. His odds are what? 30, 30 something, 39.
Yeah, they're 40.
And
I think
and
440 is too high. I
40
think
and
they should be
60
lower,
combined.
and the other two guys should be combined higher than him. So
Yeah.
I think like I don't see why Waller is why is Waller lower than Warsh? Like what is the actual like rationale there
Mhm.
besides well Besant has a sort of a connection to Warsh. Okay, I mean fair. Jamie Dimon likes Warsh, also fair. But beyond that, Trump hasn't picked Warsh for two posts before. Wall Street Journal said before he interviewed him, like there was actually when you read the article, like oh Trump wasn't really sure about Warsh, but then he talked to him and then he started liking him again or something. So this is kind of like lukewarm.
Mhm.
um, but beyond that, like Warsh isn't like a proven dove.
No.
Warsh is potentially also like if people say like, okay, Waller could be too independent. Well, what about Warsh? Like,
Mhm.
why wouldn't he be more independent? You know, like the only one who's proven sucker is Hassett,
Yeah.
and this is why like everyone's pushing back on him. So
And then
yeah,
in our TMB channel, I know that yesterday you said that Domer and you are on the same side roughly, but I know that you guys did have an argument what last week or 2 weeks ago about your
yeah.
thesis on them.
I
That
think yeah.
each of you knows more than each other apparently.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Well, I
what
no,
did
I think
you what did you get from that? Yeah.
I think I don't know because Domer generally refuses to elaborate. I'm German, so I like to argue. So it doesn't match up well. Well, he said like Thatcher is the best job in the world, and I said is the worst under Trump. And what I mean by that is not, I guess if he means like most prestigious, yeah, I agree. Like, of course, it's the most prestigious, but is it like the best in terms of like
Under
it's
Trump,
not what yeah,
you
like
want to
what,
be
especially under Trump, like under any president, but especially under Trump. I think he will get pissed off at the next chair within the next 6 months or by the end of the year, no matter who it's going to be, even at
Mhm.
Hassett.
Yep.
Like he's just an angry person, and he's going to get pissed off, and you can, like no chair can lower the rate to like 1% or zero
Yep.
percent. That's not going to happen.
Yep.
And I think you just get, all this flack from Trump, and do you really need that? This is why I think, Besant, he doesn't want this, and
Yep.
he's been saying that. So
Well, yeah, he
yeah,
was supposed to be. You say it, he's picking. He's the proxy for picking the next
yeah,
Fed chair, right? So it doesn't have to be him; it can be anyone, but that he picks. So I think that makes
yeah,
sense. And why Besson is at 99. I know yesterday you said that there's no way you're going to be buying him at this 99 price, right? Where is he? Yeah,
yeah. Actually,
98.4. It's a bit high,
like
but
I have nose on Kalshi, but I have them much lower. I have like 92 or 3 on Kalshi, and I'll just hold it. But
all
like, yeah,
right.
99. I mean, there's a 1% chance, like for like that he not changes his mind, but I don't know, something crazy happens. Besson himself said he knows better than anyone else what should be changed, like about the fat and stuff.
Yeah.
So, is there a 1% chance? I mean, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. I don't know what number we're at. You should put numbers beside these so we can see. No.
Yeah. Uh,
Okay.
I guess
Midterms.
we can speed like maybe like let's do one more and then we'll speed run through the rest because then
Okay.
there's like a bunch of sports and stuff. So
Yeah.
pick one
Midterms.
that you like.
I do like the midterms because I know that after November elections, we saw that the blue wave came a little bit, and odds of Democrats taking the House went from what was it like 60 to 75, something like that. Let's see here, which party will win the House? 78. Yeah,
Uh,
so November 4th, 60 to 72, back down, and it's just been going up. So
uh,
this does seem like a consensus take um, that's just going to keep appreciating value over time. Do you have any special insights on these?
Not really. No, like with US domestic politics, I just vibe bet and follow the herd really.
I mean,
Yeah, I just put it on because it felt like the consensus take, and with the Senate map, I don't know enough about it. I just heard it's really difficult. I'll look into it a little bit, but I don't think I have like a proper edge there.
yep,
But yeah, I just basically think, like Trump will be as unpopular as he is now, and possibly a little bit more unpopular. So he'll lose the House quite bigly, and yeah, Senate will be tight, but they'll keep it. I guess that's what happens.
I want to scroll to find the tweet, but I don't know how long ago it was from Gayton, where he did a poll like the ACA subsidy, will it be passed, and will Democrats or Republicans win the House? Because those could be a bit correlated, and voting acts, and uh, maybe possibly even this Venezuela attack. Does it help
Yeah,
Trump in the approval ratings? I know that there were some talks about the highest Venezuelan county or neighborhood in Florida, like that's like 33% Venezuelan. Does Republicans get does Trump get plus 80 in that district, right? Like it's possible, but yeah, this seems like a consensus take. Okay, let's move on to Hungary here. Oh shit, we've
so
had this
yeah, I
hot
guess we
mic
can
for this
speed
a
run
bit.
those. Hungary is a big one though. Hungary, I would really watch. Well, actually, people shouldn't watch it. I want to keep the the alpha to myself. I don't have any alpha yet, but um, I'm actually in Hungary for the next few months. So I'll try to make the most out of that. I think it's going to be a crazy interesting election. Because the European Union really needs Orban out. Trump
Mhm,
really wants him in. So
mhm,
this is like a direct clash between like the EU and MAGA, because
mhm.
Orban is the guy who like he's just a thorn in their side. He says no to everything. So I think the stakes will be really really high, and yeah, I'll do like some actual field work here. That's my plan, to like get some alpha from, I don't know, like I have a couple of ideas, nothing concrete yet, but yeah.
Yeah. Orban out. Next Prime Minister of Hungary. We'll look at this one. Yeah. So, okay. When is the election? May 31st? April or
I
May?
think it's
Okay.
end of April. I think it's like April 30th or something.
Well, when you're on the ground, you'll get a live stream and you'll go through and we'll start
Oh
streaming you in the diner. I know Ben Freeman, I mentioned him earlier, when he went to
yeah.
Tennessee for the House election, he had gone into diners and interviewed people. So you can do the
Mm,
same thing and live stream it for us. All right. So Trump is I
okay.
guess Trump is going to help him. Polling is all over the place. That's interesting. All
Yeah,
right. Well, that's
yeah,
yeah,
it's
3 months, 3 months, 4 months away. So not far
yeah,
away.
still some time away, but I think it's going to have like massive volume too, and there will be people, like who will just slam Orban because like he's the MAGA guy, and the polls are all over the place, man. It's the best election of the year, trust me. Like it's going to be really good.
Good.
Mm.
Interesting. SPX outperforms Bitcoin and gold. Didn't it do it this year as well? Basically,
Not
kind
gold.
of.
I think
It didn't.
gold was the best. Yeah, gold was up like
Ah, okay,
70%.
my bad. Yeah, no, but Bitcoin was the underperformer because
Yeah,
of the end of
Bitcoin
the
was
year.
shit. I don't know, man. Like, what do you think? Like, I actually bought a couple of shares for that, like, just like to have skin in the game. I I just picked one. Initially, I wanted to pick gold, and then I thought, like, is it going to perform like 12, like back-to-back years so strong? Like, I could see it going up more now, but then back half of the year, tailing off a little bit with Bitcoin.
I mean,
I don't
Bitcoin's
know.
already so it got beaten down so badly. So far, I mean, this year it has gone up quite a bit, right? I mean,
Yeah, but this is like
I know
this is a
it's short term, but it does feel like
bear market rally.
yeah, okay, 4%. Yeah, for me, I would pick Bitcoin, but I'm also cold right now. So no, I think
Yeah.
S&P could make sense, but to me, I mean, S&P only was the winner. Sorry, gold was the winner this year, but S&P only beat Bitcoin because of how bad of the run Bitcoin had. I mean, Bitcoin was doing so strong, right? 128 US by what was it? October, November, September,
Yeah.
something like that. And then it just kept getting beaten down and beaten down. I'm still holding my Bitcoins, my forever Bitcoins that my boy Chip told me to get in July and August. So we're down on that, but I don't see how Bitcoin could do worse than I don't want
Mm.
to jinx. I can't
Well,
jinx
so
it.
midterm years are bear market years.
Yeah.
So I'm yeah,
Okay.
usually.
Well,
I don't know if it's different this time. I mean, it was different last year. Last year we were all supposed to get rich, and I'm still here. I got to stream. So if I was rich, I wouldn't be
yeah,
streaming.
we got this job
So,
now. That's where we're at.
yeah.
Okay. Elon
Um,
Musk to become the world's first trillionaire. Where is he at right now?
I think it's like 500-600 billion or something. The thing with that one, I just put it on because I wrote. I have no clue. I really don't.
Just to
Maybe
get to
someone has a
10.
clue. And they can share some alpha. And we'll tell you then. Um, it's because of the SpaceX IPO.
Okay.
And I'm not like an IPO guy. I don't really know anything about it, but I guess like I just directionally, I think it's the first, not the first, but it's like the biggest space company you can buy, right? And
Mhm.
it's going to be Elon and space. And even if I think it doesn't really even matter whether the market is doing well or not, it's just like an IPO, like a big IPO, right?
Yeah.
And I have no clue about the numbers, like what his share actually is, no idea. But I just think it does well, and Elon will do well. And if that's enough to make him a bill, like a trillionaire, I mean, the
Well,
odds were going up, but is it value? I honestly don't know. I just put it up there.
no, it kind of makes sense. Do you have any opinion on what the ticker will be for SpaceX?
I saw
Public
a good
ticker.
tweet somewhere, and I forgot. I have no idea, but I saw like a good tweet, and I thought like, this makes sense, and I didn't bookmark it, so I can't really add. I just
Yeah.
know that sex is bullshit. Like, that's probably not going to
Is
happen.
that because it's some regulatory thing, or he's
Yeah,
not
I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, Elon is kind of infantile, but
not that
yeah,
bad?
I just don't really. What's the price for it? Like,
90
it's always a
cents.
matter of.
Sex 90 cents, so
Well,
89.90.
yeah, that's yeah. Could I don't like to buy this because when is it's like in summer, right? The IPO, so I wouldn't buy it now. Doesn't make sense. If it's
Yes.
at 90 cents, like with a week to go, yeah, then I'll probably buy it. No, but
Do
like
we
to hold it
have
long term, no. But I don't think I think it should be higher.
a date for SpaceX IPO yet?
No
Like,
clue.
is
I
there a
think
market on it?
I think I heard summer.
Mhm.
But I might be completely off. But there's a like the interesting thing is people who want to bet like these business things.
Yeah.
Polymarket now has a lot of them, and like a lot of interesting markets too. Like I'm just mostly into politics and geopolitics. But if you
Mhm.
want to bet like IPOs, there's like tons of markets, and they're not super liquid. But Polymarket A, they should like throw more rewards at those, I feel.
Mhm.
Problem is they're like long term, right? So, but like it would have to, you would have to throw like long term rewards at those. But they're also like those are actually good things to predict, right? Like, is a company going to IPO? What's the price going to be at? Like, these are actually like valuable things.
Yeah. And they will definitely make these markets. I mean, I know that Heine, one of the markets guys, messaged me like asking for, hey, can we have more like long dated music markets? Because I'm very into pop culture and music markets.
Mm,
So those stuff is I gave some suggestions because I mean, box office has been doing great, but music markets are one, and definitely. I mean, Polymarket has not been shy of creating tens of thousands of markets that
yeah,
have zero volume. So you might as
yeah,
well
yeah,
throw
exactly.
and see what sticks, right? So
Yeah.
that's good.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
go
I
ahead.
feel like they should like have some sort of reward system, like for like not super long term, not like 2028 election where you get like paid the 4%, but something like medium term as well. Like when you buy shares that you get like maybe less, I don't know, like 1 or 2% or something, because that would also incentivize at least a little bit. I don't think it would really move the needle much, but it would incentivize at least, a little bit to invest into these like medium term markets.
Yep. Okay. Spain wins FIFA World Cup 2026. I do like to
Yeah.
talk about sports. So okay, I can see it. Has Italy qualified yet, or we're still in
No, they're in the playoffs. They're in the play.
it's
I
still
think
in the
they have an
playoffs?
easy
Yeah,
pass though.
it's
Yeah.
supposed to be an easy path. I think Northern Ireland and one other
Yeah,
country.
someone else. Yeah.
But okay,
Yeah.
so but Italy has no chance. Never mind. We don't have to spend much time on that. Okay,
Well,
Spain. What's Spain's path here? Um, Portugal, Netherlands, France, Argentina, England. Okay, sure. What?
I mean, it's not the easiest one, but then like if you look at the others, I mean, England has actually, if you just want to go by easy path, then England has the easiest path. But like, do you want to be out there and write 2026 predictions? You're like, you know what, England is going to win the World Cup. Well, no, I'd rather be wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Are you planning to come to America and see any of the games? I don't know even how expensive they
I
are
was
anymore.
thinking, I was thinking about it, but the prices are crazy.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, I was at the Euros in Germany, and the prices were reasonable, very reasonable. And it's Germany, and it's like football, so
Yeah.
it's not going to be crazy hot, and not everything else is going to be super duper expensive.
Hmm.
So probably not. I'm thinking about actually 2028 for the election. Hopefully by then we're rich and it's just like the last thing I can trade, and then I quit trading forever. But yeah, like World Cup, probably not. But it's going to be fun, man. Like I had two World Cups, one in Germany and one in Russia. When it was in Russia, it was in Russia, and
Yeah.
it's super fun, and it's going to be even with ice outside the stadium, man. It's going to be good.
Finalissima is Argentina, Spain, right? So that's in 2 months.
Yeah,
Is
yeah. Yeah.
is that going to be any indicator on do they put their full squads out for that or
I think they will. Yeah. I mean, I think Spain have the best squad. England are good. Like England is a good team. Also, like
Yep.
competent manager now.
Yep.
Who is like good for tournaments. Like Tuchel is a good manager for tournaments. I think Portugal also a really strong team, but I just picked the strongest one. Like I made myself,
Well,
like made my life easy.
are they the favorites right now? Let's see.
I think they're first favorites.
They
Yeah,
are, yeah.
but I mean, it's a
16,
big
14.
field, so.
Yep. Okay. Yannick Sinner. This market was created because of you, apparently, right? Just
I'm not
today
sure.
or
I
last
I
night?
just saw it today. And maybe I don't know. I guess could be, but I saw it today, and it's been up for a few days, but it's like completely dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think so. Tennis, yeah, not so. Like I'm the tennis guy. It's not super popular. I think he's going to have a strong year, and with
Yep.
Alcaraz, like he changed his coach. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But Yannick Sinner, I think he was good form, end of last year. Now he starts at his best tournament,
Mhm.
Alcaraz's worst tournament. So we'll see how it goes. I'll bet probably a little bit towards the end again.
So
But yeah,
if Sinner wins both hard courts, U.S. Open, and next month, Australian Open, or it's
I think
started just
it's
now?
no, should be end of this month, right? I
Yeah.
mean, the season started like now as a prep tournament, so I don't know when exactly it starts, but like
January
I think it's 2 or
12th to
3 weeks.
February. Okay, yeah. So a week
Oh,
until
really? Okay,
the
so it's next week. Okay.
qualifiers. I think the qualifiers first, right? So.
Yeah.
So that'll be first. So Sinner wins both hard courts. I guess Alcaraz
I think he wins the
wins.
first two. Like I think he wins Australia. I think he also wins the French.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
grass
And
is
then yeah,
Wimbledon
I think
is
Alcaraz wins
Alcaraz.
one of the other two.
Hmm.
And then I would put like 3-1 for Sinner.
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone else can win a tournament. I mean, they're just so much better.
yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I would, I could see 3-1. I could see 2-2. I don't know which one is Alcaraz better at.
Usually Clay.
Clay.
Like
Okay,
Clay is his tournament. Yeah.
but you have Sinner for French Open then
Well, I mean, for now, like
for
if
now.
someone asked
Okay.
me now, obviously it can change, right? But if
Yeah.
someone asked me now, I would say Sinner in for the it's difficult. Yeah, first three Sinner, and then last one someone else, most probably Alcaraz.
Anything for women's? I know Sabalenka and Kyrgios had the
No,
match
no, no,
a
man.
week ago.
We only lose the money we make on the men's side. We lose it
Andreeva
on the women's
is
side.
Andreeva our breakout star this year? I wish
Um, I
we
guess
could
I
do
don't know. I'm
anything.
just checking in with results every once in a while now. I mean, women's is just a random number generator. This- I don't know, but yeah, if you ask me, I think she wins the tournament this year, like a Grand Slam.
Andreeva or yeah, you're talking about
I think
Andreeva?
so. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I,
I
I
think she could win one.
I'd cheer for her.
Yeah,
Sabalenka's the favorite for everything, but she just
yeah.
always you bet on her. You're always disappointed whenever you're watching. Well, you're disappointed whoever you bet on, really, because
Man, with women's,
it's
like,
always a mess.
yeah.
Too bad. Okay, so that's the end of your Substack. That was pretty good. 10 likes,
All right.
5 restacks. There we go. Okay, my polymarket tail. Unfortunately, I think Alcaraz will struggle without Federer, especially given the news about how the split happened. SPX outperforming gold is hard to see. This was one of the comments to your Substack
Okay.
2 days ago. Interesting. Yeah, so that's what we have for 2026 predictions. We did go through Iran, Fed, Venezuela, talked about the tournament, and we've hit an hour. That's pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
man,
happy
it's
with
going
that,
to
eh?
be a crazy year, right? It's already a crazy year. I'm putting in really like fucking 14-hour days now. I want to I at the end of last year, like I made a plan for Q1, and one of my minor goals was less screen time. So far, it's not working out really well. So we'll see.
We'll see what happens. But no, this was pretty good. I think we can call it here. For next stream, I'll get the comments turned on. And amazing, in this 1 hour, no big news happened, so we didn't have to live react. I'm not signed
Yeah.
into Polymarket on this browser, so I wouldn't have been able to make any live trades anyways. But maybe next time we'll have a big attack on Venezuela
Yeah.
right in the middle of the stream. That would be fun to react to live. But no, thank you so much, Ivan. This is going to be the start of something hopefully pretty good. Uh, Worked out the technical issues today, so this was good. And yeah, thank you. You have anything
All
yourself?
right. Thank you too. And yeah, I guess we'll be back next week with the stream and on Friday, providing so Friday we should be on. I should be on, I guess with Prophet. I'll check in with him. Can do at least a space, and if hopefully I figure out the stream by then, um you'll also at least see me, and like we'll have him on as a guest and see what he's been up to the last few weeks. And
Cool.
yeah. Then
Yeah,
from
we
next
could do
week,
the same
right to
format.
that.
Instead, I can tag out and Prophet can come in here and you guys can talk. That would be great.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you. See you guys.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
See you guys.